What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So, we are less than 3 weeks out of the Arnold Classic Brazil, and we haven't seen many competitors really come out to say they're doing the show yet. The only person we knew for sure was Sergio Oliva Jr., but even his attendance was kind of in question after his week-long stay in that Dubai jail. But pending any existing legal implications, his coach Chris Aceto says that he's right on track to be there in Brazil and bring his best yet.
He'll look his best, just by, I usually don't go by numbers, but, you got to be impressive when you're 286. He's brought a lot of, there's more muscle to him, there's more maturity to him, physically and mentally, and just, he's sporting a good look right now.
And yeah, it's true. Sergio was looking absolutely crazy leading up to the Dubai jail incident. I don't think we've ever seen him in that good a shape leading up to a show, really. It took him about a week or so to bounce back, but, after he got some food into him again, some supplements, no doubt, he looks like he's pretty much right back to where he needs to be. He's got absolutely crazy arms. He's really kept that roundness and fullness, but, there are still a lot of unknown factors with Sergio. I have to admit, we haven't seen Sergio's legs as of yet, and in these update pictures, I'm kind of afraid his midsection isn't going to be in check, especially in some of the front shots. And that's something that Sergio has struggled with in the past. He cited stomach issues that led to a distended midsection in previous showings, and I think his obliques are maybe a bit thicker than what we've seen from him previously. Now, that could just be some of these pictures, but with that being said, if he does come in crazy shredded, keeps his stomach as empty as possible, and the legs are more proportional, Sergio will definitely be a frontrunner to take home that victory in Brazil. Now, another competitor that we found out within the last week or so that'll be on that stage with Sergio is Behrooz Tabani. Behrooz has really been making some noise online with these updates. I think it's safe to say he's going to be the biggest guy on that stage. His conditioning looks to be right on point too. He's got pretty good proportions from what we can see. The shoulder caps, though, are absolutely ridiculous. Just massive. Really, really impressive. But Behrooz does need to keep that midsection in check too. When he controls it, his waist does look really good. It looks really small. It looks great from the front for sure, but when we see him let it out in some of these posing updates, it just kind of throws off his whole physique. Behrooz needs to control that midsection even more so than Sergio, I think. But he is definitely going to be the biggest guy in the show so far. He looks like he could use a bit more size in the quads to match his upper body, because his upper body's just massive, but he's definitely a contender for that top 2, top 3. And I'm really interested to see what he's going to look like standing next to Sergio, because they're two really different physiques. But for a mass monster, Behrooz actually is fairly aesthetic in some of these shots, and he does have a good track record of bringing really tight conditioning. So, with Milos in his corner too, I think we're going to see Behrooz at his absolute best. Now, there's one more Milos Sarcev athlete confirmed for the show. We'll also see Vitor Boff in a few short weeks. Milos announced to the world that Vitor will be there when he dropped an update on his Instagram, and I really think Vitor is a great addition to this show. He actually made his pro debut at the Arnold Classic in 2022, where he took second place to Rafael Brandao, so I think Vitor wants a bit of redemption, but I'm not entirely sure he'll get it this time. I don't think he'll be out-conditioned, but I do think he'll be outsized. But with that being said, his advantage against both Sergio and Behrooz is that he's more complete from top to bottom. Now, he does look like he needs a bit more outer quad sweep, but when he does shred down, his proportions just really start to stand out, and he looks really complete. And that is where he can get past guys that might outsize him in a lineup. From the back, though, I think he's going to hold his own in the size department, especially against Sergio. Now, Vitor does have really wide lats. There's no denying that. I wouldn't call his lat insertions low, but, they're not high either. So that development in width really gives him a great illusion of being very complete. Now, at this point, he does still look like he's a bit behind Sergio and Vitor in terms of conditioning, but I really doubt he'll be too far off with Milos in his corner. So this is shaping up to be a pretty decent lineup. If anybody else jumps in on the show, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.